Alright, I'm going to do a video on cleaner wrasse versus cleaner shrimp. A lot of people have these cleaner critters, as I call it. I mean, I think you should have one if you have any tanks, because they always get ick. So when I first started, I got this tiny powder blue tang and always getting ick. So I went out and got 2 cleaner shrimps, and at first they were cleaning the powder blue, but then as with all my other cleaner shrimp, I had I think 5. I sold them all eventually. They just stopped cleaning the fish. I mean, you're feeding your fish like pellets, mysis, whatever. These shrimps will go after the food eventually because to them I think it just tastes better. And when they're full, they just won't clean fish. I mean, I can see like angels and tangs waiting for, like, they will go in front of the shrimp and they won't clean it. And what's making them worse is if you have LPS that you feed, like frog spawn, Duncan, dendro. These shrimps will actually pry the coral's mouth open and steal food, and it really stresses the coral. And sometimes they just die off, so I just don't like these shrimps. And I also tried the blood shrimp. It looks nice, but they don't really do anything. It's just worse than cleaner wrasse, but at least they look nice and they don't like try to kill your corals. So I started getting these cleaner wrasse, and the reason why I didn't get cleaner wrasse in the first place is people tell me they're like difficult, like they always die. I mean, I had lost cleaner wrasse, but 2 of them actually, and both times jumped out because it ticked off the tang, and the tang went after it and it jumped out. I wasn't around to pick it up, so it died. But not hard. I mean, like, look at these. They're just eating. They eat everything. They eat pellets. They eat algae, mysis. But I think initially you must get them to eat some kind of pellet, because they just can't live off parasites unless there's something wrong with the tank. You get tons of parasites. So I feed them this New Life Spectrum Grow. Doesn't have to be this one, but it's a 0.5mm pellet, and eventually they will eat it. Or you can try flakes too, and mysis. I don't like feeding mysis as a staple because it's expensive, and I find the fish not as healthy, and they don't last as long, especially more shadows. So you got to get these wrasses to eat some kind of prepared food if you want to keep them long term. And you notice I have 2. Unless you have a big tank, don't do that because they fight like crazy. But I have no choice because I actually have 1 each in my reefs. When I got 3, 1 more in the quarantine tank. But the guy in the other reef was eating the streamer off my marsh idol, so I had to get him out, put him here, and they chase each other all the time, but they don't do any damage. And what I like about cleaner wrasses is they will clean the fish every evening or like morning when antennae come on, and like even if they're full, they will clean your fish. That's just their nature. And back to the point about pellets, I just remember these cleaner wrasse, they're difficult because they're specialized feeders. Like you can say similar to Rock Beauty, Flagfin, Moorish Idol. They have a specialized diet. So the key, at least I think, when you buy these fish, you have to get them like tiny, small babies, so they can adapt. I mean, you can get them big and they might be eating, but they're already grown out, so their digestive system is used to some kind of food, be it like parasites or sponge or whatever. So it's really hard for them to change their diet by then when they're grown up. So it's always good to get them small. They get used to eating or prepared food, and they can digest it, absorb it. If you see the fish gaining weight and growing, that means it has adapted to the food, and that's good. Just gonna feed it some pellets. You can see they go after the pellets like crazy. Well, they eat everything. Alright, thanks for watching.